Hey guys, welcome back. 22 Plinkster here. And I have got a firearm to show you guys. Now, what I'm about to show you is not a new firearm. Not a new firearm by no means. It's actually been out since about 1999. But it is the Steyr M9A1, chambered in 9mm. Steyr was nice enough to send me this little handgun to do a review on. And this is not my first cup of tea when it comes to centerfire handguns. If you follow my channel long enough, you know that I shoot everything. I actually sometimes shoot more centerfire than I do rimfire. I know the channel is primarily rimfire, but I'm gonna do a centerfire review. Now, of course, with my channel, especially when it comes to centerfire, you're gonna get the meat and potatoes. You know, if you wanna see a 25, 30-minute video on this handgun, go watch Such's channel or Hickok's channel or Military Arms channel on their review on this little setup, getting the meat and potatoes and a good overview. But first, let's shoot it. All right, what can we shoot first? All right, let's start right there on that challenge target silhouette. All right, it goes boom. All right. All right, out. All right, were you counting? 17 rounds. It actually comes with a 15-round magazine that has a +2 extender, so that's kind of a bonus. Now, let's talk about this little handgun for a while. Like I mentioned before, it has been out since 1999. I'm going to show you some close-ups of it, but before I show you some close-up pictures of it, I want you to see this gun is not shiny. It looks like it is worn in a little bit because it is worn in a little bit. Steyr sent me this probably back in October, and I tell you what, I've been shooting it. I've been shooting it a lot, and I'm gonna tell you why I have been shooting it a lot. One, most importantly, I kind of like it. It fits in your hand like a glove. If you own a Steyr or have ever shot one, you know that they feel very, very well in the hands. It's got a very high grip, and you can get a very good purchase on it. You got your finger grooves, and Steyr people actually have, you know, almost like a cult following when it comes to their firearms. You know, they have all kinds of firearms, you know, whether it be combat, you know, 5.56, you know, combat style handguns, self-defense handguns, 50 BMGs. Guess what? They also sent me a 50 BMG.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's right, you're gonna be seeing some videos on that Steyr M1 50 BMG here in a couple of weeks. Depends what the weather does. The first thing that you may notice if you ever pick up a Steyr M9A1 are these guys, the sights. All right, they are different. They are triangle style sights, and they are, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've never lied to you in a video before, and I'm not gonna lie to you now. When I first picked up this handgun, brought it out here to the range, you know, a couple of months ago, and I couldn't hit doodly squat with it. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And after about 200 or 300 rounds of frustration, I finally put it on paper, which that's what I should have done to begin with. Usually I do that. I usually put all firearms on paper to see where my point of aim is, but I don't know, that day I was kind of stubborn. But I put it on paper and I finally learned how to hold. You know, my left to right was never an issue. It's my elevation. I didn't know how much of this front sight that I need to be seeing through this rear sight. Once I figured that out, it's pretty much good to go. And I've read a lot of articles and I've seen a lot of videos, and people actually had the same problem when they first started until they put it on paper, found out where their point of aim was, and they began to shoot it a lot better. So I've got some American Eagle 115 grain Syntech, and we're going to shoot it a few more times. All right, here we go. Killed that target. All right, so the handgun will do its part if I do mine. Now let's go over some other features of this handgun. It's got a front rail right here where you can mount a flashlight, laser, a banana, orange, a water bottle in case if you get thirsty out there on the range, toilet paper in case if nature calls and you're in the middle of nowhere. But you can pretty much mount anything that you want to mount. As you may notice that this handgun is extremely dirty, okay? I've been shooting it now for about 2 or 3 months, and I have put, at this point, over 2,000 rounds through it, because I like to put a lot of ammo through my firearms before I tell you guys my honest opinion, and I have not had one single malfunction. I have been using 115 grain, I have been using 124 grain, 147 grain, hollow points, jacketed ammo. It feeds everything. Have not had one single malfunction. Now the sides here have really good serrations in the slide, and it allows you to get a good purchase on the firearm. But if you've ever held one of these pistols, what stands out the most is the grip. It's got a really high bore axis. So it actually, the recoil is very manageable, and it fits like a glove with the finger grooves. It just fits in your hand perfect with a little hump in the back. Some people like that little hump in the back of their grip.
I think only if your mind is in the gutter would you have read it that way.
And it's got a cutout slot right here for your thumb on either side. So you can get a good purchase when shooting it, and it doesn't slide around in your hand a ton. Now, let me see what else I need to tell you about it. Oh, a really important feature on this firearm, the trigger. If you have ever shot one of these handguns, you know that the trigger is amazing. There's not too many handguns or combat style handguns or carry guns that is much better, in my opinion, than this trigger. It's amazing. It does really, really well. Now, the only downfall for this pistol that I see is the texturing on the grips. It's kind of slick in my hands. It wants to move in my hands if I'm shooting a little bit hotter ammo. It does have some serrations here on the back that will, I guess, help eliminate that. But I think what I am going to do with this handgun is get some stippling done to it and pretty much solve that problem, or get some Talon grips and put on there, and that will solve a lot of the sliding around in my hands. But I have that problem with a lot of handguns. For some reason, my skin just doesn't grip well with a lot of polymer frame handguns. Does lock back on the last shot, but for the most part, I'm not going to break it down on the video. If you want to see a really, really thorough review on this handgun, go watch Sue Hickok or Military Arms channel. They break it down. They tell you everything about it. You get the meat and potatoes on my channel. Let's finish the video out with a little bit more shooting. Now I've got some 115 grain Train and Protect ammunition by Federal. And they designed that ammunition where you can take it to the range, train with it, and then load it in your firearm and use it for self-defense ammo without breaking the bank. All right, start close again. It's got a little bit more pop to it than that. All right, I'm going to try to go at 50 yards. No promises here, but we're going to try to see if I can hit that target. Oh, first try. All right, I hit it at 50. Let me see if I can hit it at 100. Good trigger control. Oh, that felt good. There we go, 100 yards. All right, she'll shoot. I'm kind of digging it. Kind of digging the Steyr M9A1. Guys, if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments below, or you can go over to my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page and ask them there. And just remember, until next time, y'all be safe and keep linking.